I'm Eric, the insider from MTV social media team.
Hi, Eric.
Just a bit of a warm-up question. How does it feel to be back in Malaysia, performing for the Malaysian crowd? Your homeboys, your homegirls?
Yeah, well, it's always fun. It's always a lot of fun coming back to Malaysia and performing for your home country, because these are the people, these are the fans who were there for me since day one. Since I first put out like my Malay single Dance Benarnya, and they slowly see me grow into this thing. So I don't know what, but so it's kind of nice to come back and meet all of them. It feels as if like I'm performing for my family, kind of. So I'm really excited, and I'm really happy to be a part of something truly special to me. I feel it's not like it's not every day you get this opportunity to perform in front of, I don't know, 10,000, 15,000. Yeah. So I'm excited, a little bit nervous, but I'm mostly excited.
It's okay, we're all your fans. Malaysians.
I'm really astounded by your breakthrough. When it happened, were you like, oh my god, I'm not ready for it yet, I'm not ready to be out in front of 50,000 people yet? What was it like when you broke through, or when you just finally?
Well, I try to not really think about it so much, because it could, get to your head. Because I try to remember why I first started, making music like 7-8 years ago. When I was just like a 20-year-old law student, in her room, just writing music for herself. And I always take myself back to that spot, whenever I go out and perform for all these people, and like making music for a huge, fan base. And I think it's always important to always, stay true to yourself and not forget why you're here in the first place. It's because your love for music, like my love for music. And sometimes, you forget about, you tend to forget about something as simple as that, but it all comes back to the basics, So, yeah, I'm really blessed to be here. I still can't believe that I get all these crazy opportunities to travel and to perform and to go on tour. So it's nice. Yeah.
You notice a change in the social circle that you used to have? Like, are your friends different now? Do you still have time for them? Do you have people who never talk to you and now they're all of a sudden inviting you to all the parties?
Well, obviously, you don't have to be a pop star to see that happening to you, right? I mean, well, obviously there's a little bit of changes here and there, but like for me, it's always important for me to always come home to Malaysia and see my friends who were, who knew me before I was Yuna, and they always bring me back to here, and like, you know what I mean? They still tease me, they still call me names, and but yeah, I'm pretty much a normal girl, so I don't really go out to parties and stuff like that to, what do you call it, like
you don't go crazy.
Networking, like I'm not that kind of, I like whenever I have free time, whenever I'm not working, I like to stay home and watch movies. I like staying making my terrariums, and I'm really boring.
I think that's fine. Everything is beautiful.
So, yeah, but my friends, they remain the same. I make new friends. And obviously, I'm a friendly person. I like talking to people, and but the true ones, those are the ones I keep close to my heart, and I always make sure I have time for them. Whenever I come back to Malaysia, I always like, okay, this is the day when I have some free time. Let's have lunch, or come over to my house and we hang out and talk. So yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. Hi.
This one from Cosmo Malaysia.
Hi, Kama.
Baik. So, okay, as we know that you started as a pop folk singer, and then if I'm not mistaken, you did a collaboration with Adventure Club. So that's EDM music. So how your music actually transition from pop to folk and now EDM? So can you tell me more about it? Thank you.
Malay ke English?
Boleh, mana-mana boleh.
Campur. Okay. Well, obviously, masa mula-mula dulu, in the beginning, I started out, like singer-songwriter, like acoustic guitar, and just me. And probably because I didn't have the resources, I didn't have a producer to help me work on my music, or I didn't have a band to help me, make my sound fuller, So back then, obviously, it was just me and the guitar and whatever that we had. I got my bandmates. I slowly got my drummer, my bass player, my guitar player, my keyboard player. And then from there, we start to play around with different types of music. And well, obviously, I've been doing it for 7 years now. So kalau nak stay, if I want to stay in the same thing for a long time, because I make pop music, first and foremost. So with pop, you can actually just go everywhere. And I learned that from years and years of just like hanging out with, for example, I hang out with musicians like Hujan and even like Joe Flizzo and all these like different artists from Malaysia. And then when I'm out there, I work with different producers from different backgrounds of music, like jazz and folk and pop and hip hop and R&B. So I think it's important to stay on top of things and always know what your strength is, which is, for me, I know my vocals are different, and I try to put my vocals into like a jigsaw puzzle. Like I try to fit it into all these different types of music and see how it works out. For example, like when you say EDM, I had this opportunity to work with Adventure Club, and for me, I don't listen to EDM music, but with Adventure Club, they're my favorite because they make it sound so cinematic, and I like cinematic music. Like I like epic sounds and stuff like that. So with them, they managed to capture that in my music. For example, like Gold and Lullaby. So I enjoy working with them, and if I have the opportunity in the future to work with them again, I would, because it's good music. I just want to make like good music.
Alright, guys.
Do you have any plan to do your own or biggest concert in Malaysia? And bila nak full album Malay album?
Full album Malay. I am planning a concert, but I've been talking about it for about a year now. I think after Istana Budaya, that was my last huge real concert in Malaysia. I wanted to do something else, which is more like, I don't know if I can pull people to the stadium. I don't know if I can feel a stadium here in KL, but inshallah, I don't know. Hopefully in the near future, we're talking about it. We're planning, and I'm signed to Universal now, so they're also talking about it. And with the Malay album, I have a lot of Malay songs coming out like here in Malaysia for like films and stuff like that. For example, I made 2 songs for this film, Legenda Budak Sultan 3. So that, and I made one for Malaysia Airlines, and these are all like songs from different projects, and maybe inshallah, I try to put it into one special project, and I don't know, maybe I try to put a couple of them in my next US album. You know, so there's a lot of possibilities, and inshallah, I would love to come up with a Malay album soon.
Hi, I'm Yuna from Canal KL.
Hi.
Yeah, there's a sense of cohesiveness and like there's a thematic tie with your nocturnal album.
Mhm.
Do you have like, was it a conscious effort to maintain a storyline throughout the album, or did it just come natural?
Well, making nocturnal was something that what I wanted to do was, like you said, cohesiveness. You know, you could hear it, and I'm glad that you could hear it because I wanted that, but it's not as easy as it sounds. You know, you don't write, oh, I'm gonna make music, R&B, and then R&B everything, you know, because I'm not like that. I'm always like, okay, today I'm feeling a little bit like Malaysian traditional thing going on, and we come up with rescue, you know, so, and then the next you hear something very like trip hop, like Lights and Camera is so different from other songs in the album. So there was a conscious effort, you know, like I really wanted to make an album with a certain storyline, but I think naturally it just happened because I thought, oh, this is not gonna I thought, oh, this is gonna be an album where there's gonna be like a lot of different things going on, but I'm really glad that after we had everything and after we chose what song to put in the album, there was a storyline, because maybe when I recorded it was within that span of time where I was maybe going through some stuff, and it was within less than a year, like 6 months. You know, we recorded Nocturnal within 6 or 7 months, so that's why you could hear like a certain cohesiveness in the album. So, yeah.
Okay, we're gonna stay right here.
Consider Alostar your hometown?
Alostar is my birthplace.
Yeah.
I don't have family in Alostar. My hometown I grew up here in Subanjaya. Oh, this is Sunway. Subanjaya is over there. I grew up here, and but my hometown, if I go balik kampung, it's Perak.
Alright.
So it's Kuala Kangsar and Batu Gajah. So that's where
being someone who spends a lot of time in the US, how would you describe Kuala Kangsar to your friends there? You know, what do you miss most when you go back?
How do I describe my kampung, you mean? Well, first of all, I tell them, well, in my kampung, you know, I don't drink coconut water from a box. You know, like how it is over there, they have, you know, that was one of my first things I noticed in America, like people drink coconut juice in a box, like you know, I'm like, what? So I tell them, like, we actually drink from real coconut, but yeah, well, you know, stuff like that. I show pictures, and because I balik kampung quite often, I try to come back to Malaysia like once every 3 months, and every time I come back, I always see my grandparents. I'm really close to them, and yeah, I talk about my hometown to my friends in the States a lot. So yeah.
So the coconut thing is the one thing you describe?
One thing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Alright guys, we'll get your
music.
Hi, Jess.
Just want to pose a random question. In, let's say, 5 years' time, what would you like that you don't have now?
What, in 5 years' time, what you mean? What do I want?
Both personally and professionally.
In 5 years' time, professionally, I don't know. I would love to have. Well, obviously, this is every singer-songwriter's dream, and it's okay to dream, right? So I don't know. Maybe I want to have like an award-winning album, maybe like Grammys. You know, that's like everyone's. If you start working on your own, you know, if you start working in the music industry, that's like, as, you know, as crazy as it sounds, like that's what you want. But in 5 years' time, okay, that's professionally. But personally, I don't know. I would like to have a family. You know, I would like to settle down at some point. And also, I have a store here in Subang Jaya, which I love, and that's also kind of like, that's my baby, and I enjoy doing it, and I enjoy working on it. So it's called November Culture, and half of it is tiny forest terrariums. It's like my passion to plant things in bowls. So it's my dream to maybe, I don't know, maybe see it grow into something special. I don't know, maybe open up like stores in maybe, I don't know, like different states in Malaysia, like Penang or Johor, or maybe like neighboring countries like Singapore. I don't know. So that would be cool. But yeah, we'll see.
All right, our next question.
Your unreleased song has been featured in the VF album Mermaid.
Oh yeah.
So, okay, how do you see actually a song can empower a woman? And then because most of your song can ada story about it, and how do you see a song can empower women? And then your preparation for tonight.
Well, yeah, I enjoy writing, different kinds of music, not music, like songs, theme. Like sometimes I write about love, sometimes I write about life, and sometimes I write about, I write uplifting songs, and Mermaid was one of them. And yeah, I think I would continue writing stuff like that. Probably because in the beginning of my music career, I didn't understand that thing when you have certain amount of followers, you have like a responsibility to your listeners, and I see it happening. Like I see a lot of like pop stars, they don't see that, they don't appreciate that, and they don't really use that to do something positive, to do something that could maybe like change the world. And I think the last couple of years I was out there, and I was meeting a lot of people, and I worked with like UN Women, United Nations. I finally understood, oh, this is something that I have to do, at least like a couple of songs in my albums would have to be something, empowering other people, not just women, but, everyone. And I would like to continue doing that. As you grow older, you see the importance of that. And what's the other question?
Preparation for tonight.
Preparation for tonight? Oh, okay. Well, for preparation for tonight, I'm going to be performing with my bandmates from Malaysia, and that's exciting because I feel like this is one of those once in a lifetime opportunity, and it's fun to be able to do that with your friends. They're not just my bandmates; they're my friends. I grew up with them. I grew up, learning, making music with them, and also what's special about tonight is unfortunately my bandmate, my bass player couldn't make it, and I did something crazy, and I flew out my bass player from LA to come out here, so he's a little bit culture shocked right now. He doesn't know what's going on. He's drinking coconut water from coconut. But it's exciting, it's exciting to have that mixture, and I'm really excited. To me, that's a really cool thing. I'm like, oh, that's cool that I get, his name is Chris, so it's cool to have Chris work with my Malaysian bandmates as well. And I'm excited to perform tonight and share that with my fans. Yeah.
All right.
You did a law degree, as we all know. How has that, in any way helped your music career push forward?
Well, I guess discipline. I think because you can't really not study when you're doing law.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? You have to be on top of things. But honestly, it's the experience. I learned a lot in my university days. dealing with people, working with different kinds of people, you know what I mean? Like that's where you finally see, oh my God, like there is someone like this, you know what I mean? So that prepared me into the real world where, you know, out there in, even here, you know, you work with certain people, you can read them and you know what they're all about. And over there as well, when I go to LA and I work with different people, like I'm able to just, you know, adapt. And it's like, you know, going into studios with different producers, it's like a blind date, you know what I mean? Like you're just in there with someone like a stranger, and you have to make something, you know, you have to work with them. So every day for me, and every day is like that. And I learned how to do that in university, in law school. So yeah, you can say that it helped me a lot. And also in terms of, obviously you would think, you know, like, oh, now she knows like legal terms and stuff like that. Well, that too, I'm really particular about that. And you know, we have, as an artist, you know, I have my rights. So I make sure everything is taken care of. Even over there, you know, I have my own lawyer. So yeah, it's important to know your rights and take care of yourself. Not just as an artist, but for all of you. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Thank you so much.